Welcome, everyone. We have arrived to January 7th and the pay-per-view date of Gervonta Tank Davis going up against Hector Luis Garcia. So I want to put together a real quick video as far as a prediction I have for the matchup. We do know Gervonta is the overwhelming favor, and as you see from the title of the video, I am expecting him to knock Hector out. However, I do give Hector a little bit of a chance to make it interesting, and this is the reason why. I actually attended his last fight in Florida when he defeated Roger Gutierrez for the 130 title. One thing I noticed about Hector that he's really good at is establishing distance. He really makes fighters that he's going up against, they feel off balance. They're not really sure about their offense. And he doesn't have overwhelming hand speed, but he has really good hand speed. So while he's establishing that distance, it's hard to predict what he's going to do. He's very up and down with his offense. He varies his punches. And one thing that he did really well with Gutierrez is that he went with a very strong established jab, but the jab was going upstairs, it was going downstairs. And also, when Roger kind of committed and tried to step forward to, take control of the fight, he number one made a miss, and then he established his counters downstairs to the body. And also, anytime he pushed Roger back to the ropes, he made sure that he worked combinations. So that's one of the things that I think is going to keep Tank off balance early on. We know Tank is a slow starter. He likes to kind of try and figure his fighters out. So while he's sitting there on the outside trying to figure out how to attack Garcia, Garcia is going to be the one that's working that jab and occasionally stepping to him with combinations, which I think is going to throw Tank off for at least the first half of the fight. I would say like maybe the first 4 rounds or so. The problem that's going to happen is that Garcia does like to bang a little bit. He does like to kind of later on in the second half of the fight take his opponent's will, so to speak. So he'll stay in the pocket a little bit and show them not only can't you hit me flush, but you can't hurt me when you do hit me, and I'm going to be hurting you back to the body and to the head. He did that with Gutierrez, even though he had a few tough moments in the championship rounds. He really kind of took the play away from him, and then we saw what he did with Colbert. Just he overwhelmed him for the entire fight. But against Tank, that is a big issue. When he's in the pocket, that's when he's going to be at his most dangerous. That's when I feel like Tank is going to have his best success, probably with the overhand left. We all know about how great his uppercut is, but Garcia does have a tendency to lower his lead hand, also being a southpaw, so that would be his right hand. And I feel Tank can come over the top with short chopping shots while they're inside, while also working shots to the body. I also feel like because Tank does have a market hand speed advantage, I think it's going to be harder for Garcia to counter him, especially in the second half of the fight. I feel like Garcia is at his most vulnerable when fighters are actually coming to him consistently. And I feel like because Tank is naturally bigger, he's going to be able to take Garcia's punches better than Gutierrez and Colbert did, and he's going to be able to walk him down. And that's when the problems are going to come in. I think a good example of that is what happened with Mario Barrios, where Tank just, broke him down on the inside in the second half of the fight. So what I see happening is Garcia doing very well early, probably having a good lead. Well, not a good lead, but a narrow lead after 4 or 5 rounds. And then in the middle rounds to the late rounds, if it goes late, I see Tank just breaking him down and stopping him. I wouldn't be surprised if it's one punch that kind of changes the trajectory of the fight, which is something that that one punch being something that Garcia is not able to recover from. So I am predicting anywhere from a mid to late round KO. And I feel like Garcia's early success is going to kind of lull him to sleep. And that's going to allow Tank to hurt him on one of those inside exchanges, which will happen probably in the mid to late rounds, resulting in Tank getting either multiple knockdowns or maybe even a one punch KO like he did Leo Santa Cruz. But let me know what you guys think. Is anyone out there bold enough to predict Hector Garcia pulling off what will probably be the biggest upset of the year if he's able to? So let me know what you guys think, and I'll come back with a reaction video after the fight, probably later on tonight, probably a little past midnight, because you know how these cards go. All right, see you guys soon.